Hey, YouTubies! This week, we take my little Civic that was lowered and we lift it above stock height. Yep, you're gonna have to check out, watch video, see how far I went. So to begin this process, we gotta get the old studs out so we could get the spacer on, right? These studs. I already did one so I could test fit it. Look at the difference in the length, you know? Look at that. Holy cow. This is only a, what is it, 3/4 of an inch. A little heavy, maybe a little thicker than 3/4 of an inch, but 3/4 of an inch as a base, that's pretty good size. That's what we're gonna go with. It's gonna be easy. It didn't take too long to knock these studs out. The fronts might be a little more of a project, but no big thing but a chicken wing. Just held it in the vise and, you know. Now that it's wiggling, I gotta get a flatty in here. Okay. Now you wanna get it in that edge and then just pry over. And then you'll gain enough room to get that sucker out. But now I gotta drill this sucker because the hole is just a little too small for our new stud. I couldn't beat it in there without making it a little bigger, so we gotta drill it out a bit. And that's where all the old tornado, Tasmanian devil. Look at that. Look at that hole. Now, I didn't go all the way through because, you know, these are standard sizes, not Japanese sizes. So I left just a little bit that edge would, bloop, you know, bend over and still hold the bolt somewhat tight. You know what I mean? Then you reverse the process, get this bolt in, and you know, it's not gonna go in all the way. So I got me a flatty and a love tapper. You'll know when it's home because it'll stop moving. There it is. Now we repeat process, you know. We only got one left on the back. The fronts are gonna be a little different. Now we got our new studs that our spacer will fit. Oh, come on. Now it's ready to just be installed in the car as a normal strut. So we might as well get over and lift the old Civic up and get the old ones out. Looks real cool to see the Jap rod and the Civic right next to each other. Telling you, looks cool. You wouldn't even hardly know that that's the same car until you get about right here. You're like, oh look, that's the same car. Or if you're looking at it back here, you're like, hey look, it's the same car. But man, that one's got some fatties on it. And a tow hitch, what? All right, quit fooling around. Let's get the rear end of this thing in the air. Get the wheels off, get the struts out. Do some magic. We're in it, here we are. Man, it rained and brought all the sand in the wheel well. So, you know, I'm guaranteed to get chit in my eye. Here's the thing. I'm also going a little further than you guys might have to. I'm taking the lower control arm out of there because it came off of this car, and this car was rusty as a mother trucker. That's why it ended up being a Jap rod instead of a Honda Civic. And it got its own little frame here, as you can see, from a Caprice. Anyway, back on this one. This thing's so rusty that I don't want it to rust my car out. You know, is that a weird issue to think about? Anywho, so this one's getting deleted. I'm saved the old one from this car. I'm gonna put it back on. The bushings were still good. I was just doing a quick 5-lug swap when I did this, so it was easier just to put the whole control arm in there. And then, well, here I am lifting it. So I got the sway bar disconnected. I got the hub unbolted. I got the control arm unbolted, both spots. And I got one bolt holding the strut in, so I got to drop that. And then we're in for the win. All right, you guys tell me if it drops, all right? Oh, nothing happened. Let me give a love tap. Oh, it's in there. It's just not letting go. So let's try this one. Oh, I need a pry bar. Ah, shoot. Shoot. See what this does. Okay. All right. Let her go. Let her go. Mother trucker. You are no longer wanted here. Ah, wait. All right. Get out of the way. Ah. Sure. Here it is. Here's the stuff we don't need anymore. Boom. And we have room. Next thing, we're gonna put the new strut in, get the other control arm on. We're back in business. You know, just gently set it in there. Hope it don't fall. How's it sitting in there? Happy? Mostly. All right. How's it look now? Oh, solid. Nice. That'll run. Now I gotta go with my other lower control arm, pop that sucker in, and we got one corner lifted. Holy cow, big change of plans. Well, because, you know, I'm just gonna unbolt the other setup and put it back in. It's not even worth videoing. Well, 40 minutes later of beating and heating and everything, I done ruined the one I wanted to use. Check her out. Look at the head of that bolt. I mean, the end. Yep. Smashed it. Let's come over here. You see this corner? Let's go straight. Look how far I bent it, beating on it. So now that one's no good. Nope. Nope. Now I gotta find a new one. So we're gonna go back, you know, to the crusty one for now, because it'll work. I whooped out the driver's side. Took a little bit of a whooping, but not as bad as the passenger side. So the back, it's lifted, and it looks so very gifted. Okay, man. At first I was like, man, what the truck? I went too high, man. I don't like it. So by my mathematician, turns out that both of them were lowered when I got them. So I could have just got stock struts and it would have made the car fit the wheels fine. But now that I'm seeing it a little higher than I expected, she might need all-terrains. Some BF Goodrich You know what I mean? KO2s. Yes. Look at this thing. Dang. She'll probably settle an inch or two, but it is stiff. So I don't know. I'm kind of gonna look into maybe getting a BF Goodrich on there. I don't know if they make the size I need. If not, maybe Chinesium tires do. And there's something aggressive that'll look decent. But for now, I'm digging it. Mostly. I don't like as much of the gap. You know, that's a huge gap, but like I said, bigger tire. You know, I got a 27-inch in this hole without cutting anything. So hopefully I could get a 27-inch tall BF Goodrich with a 17-inch rim hole. Chances are, you know, ish. So now, let's do the front. Hopefully way easier than the back. Because the front's, well, the back was taken apart too, just not the same way that I did today. The front has been taken apart in the way that I'm gonna take it apart today. So I just have to fit the new studs in our new struts. That's what I'm saying. And then this stud is gonna be one lifted, looking, good looking Civic. Yep. Wheels off. Obviously, you can see that. So now, brake line's gotta come off because it's attached to the strut. So does ABS wire. Maybe not, maybe, yes, it is attached. So that's gotta come off. What is this? Tie rod's gotta come off. Should be easy, right? These two bolts for the wheel hubs gotta come off. And then these three bolts. Boom. It's out of there. Bye-bye. Impact died, so taken apart. Just got, you know, a little longer. Threw it on the battery. I only have one for that dang thing. I don't know why. Need to get another. So I was like, let's come work on the strut. Danger. Right here. Woo! Heart rate through the roof. Do. Yeah. So, I've been taking my time with the wrench that's now in the super danger zone. But I've just been, you know, cranking and I finally got looseness. I got the wiggle to the jiggle that I'm looking for. So, plan, unbolt, safely, very slowly, carefully, make sure it does not drop from the vise, okay? Then we gotta pop these studs out. Gotta delete them. Don't need them. Put our new ones in. Go about our day. See what we can do. Okay. Slight problem. My heads are still behind this thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Took quite a bit of a whooping. I got it though. Grandpa had a great idea of bringing out the old electric hammer machine, the hammer gun. We got buck wild. Took it apart, pressed it back together. Our longer bolts are in there. Should work. Now we do the sketchy part by putting this back on the spring that's, you know, under load. Ta-da! One ass whooping later, and it's back together. Yeah. So, now that we got our longer bolts, we get our spacers. Oh, over here. And we put her on here. some way. Which way does it go? Get. Oh yeah. Now she's ready to be installed. Driver side. Looks good. She's kind of got a gangster lean with just this one side left. I worked away, struggled my little bum off again, getting the passenger side ready. But it's ready now. We got our spacer and our new bolts. And now we just gotta lift her up. Do the same thing, drop these bolts, drop those couple bolts. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. She'll be higher. New struts in. One thing I did learn doing this so many times is put the bottom bolt in, you know, kind of flex it, get the bolt in, and then push in to get the bottom one, because you know, you only have to push and release to be able to get it lined up rather than up and down, sideways, and all the goodies. It was just easier. Don't matter if you want to use that, take it or leave it. It's in there, brake line's bolted, ABS wire is bolted, but still needs to be rewired. Tie rod's on. We just need a wheel. Drop her down. Pull the sucker outside, give her a good look, ponder, see how she drives. Dang, I did it. It's only 7 p.m. though. I'm way late for dinner. Definitely needs some tires. And man, it's snowing. I don't know if you could tell. But look at this sucker. She's a little taller in the back, which is weird. But I ain't not mad at it. Not what I expected, you know. I didn't realize that the car was lowered when we started. But hey, I'm not mad at the situation. It's drivable now. You know, I don't have any more rubbish on my rear tires. Like, man, look at all these scrapes right here. You know? And that's all because of this little guy right here. Which I could have just bent out of the way. But, you know. How about we just lift the car instead? Front should no longer rub on the inner fender wells. It's hard to tell, but we do have rub marks in here in some spots. There's one. You know, there's a clear as day one. But man, we're good. We're solid. I could dig it. Maybe a little bigger tire in the back. Make it look raked. Fill in the hole a little bit. I don't know. Maybe mud tires. Maybe it's fine. Maybe stock height would have been fine. Who knows? I'm not completely certain on it. I'm just happy that I can drive it comfortably without tire rubbish, mostly, you know? So I'll decide whether I like the height over time, because it's nothing to take the spacers back out if we need to. Just another day. Day's worth of work like today. Alrighty, it's been a couple days and I've driven it a ton. The next day I went and got it aligned. Way better. It's a lot less clunky. It drives straighter. Man. The best part, the rear, it finally settled and the car looks amazing. I feel better about how it looks. I like it more. Look at it. Take a ponder. Gander on it. Man, we got like 8-9 inches of clearance on the rocker. Dude, it's looking pretty sweet. I'm happy with the outcome. So man, if you enjoyed watching me lift the thing, please give me a thumbs up on that little button down there. You know, comment something. I like watching them. I'll respond if I can. Subscribe, it'd be even cooler. Thank you for watching this video. Maybe check out another. Laters.